them, they have two things that they're going to be handing out. They're watching for people who are being on task for an assembly, which looks like what she just said. So we're in pockets, crisscross applesauce, hands to self, eyes up here. And we've got two different each one of cards that they're going to be coming out for each grade. So I'm going to excuse them to stand behind the teachers, and they're watching for students who are on task throughout the assembly. And then they also have something else they'll be handing out partway through our presentation. I'm going to introduce very briefly Coach Henegren. He is the Roadrunners cross country coach. It's not specifically for the school, but it happens right here by Rock Canyon and right behind him in the park. So I'll let him introduce himself. He has some awesome things to talk to us about living healthy, and please give him your best attention.
So I teach at BYU. I'm a professor there, but I also love running. How many of you love sports? Raise your hand. Awesome, I love that. And when I was about your age, I was like, thinking about sports and getting involved in sports. I was kind of fast, okay? But I didn't really know what kind of sport I wanted to do. How many of you do soccer? Anybody do soccer? Okay, how many of you do dance? Anybody does dance? Awesome. How many of you do basketball? Raise your hand. Okay. How many of you do swimming? Raise your hand. Whoa, we got a lot of. How many of you like bicycle? Okay. Cycling. Okay. And how many of you just like running as well? Awesome. I got runner. Okay. Now we have a team here that meets right outside over here. They are also called the Road Runners, just like you guys. How many of you run on the Road Runner team? Raise your hand if you're here. Okay, stand up so I can see you guys. Okay, so stand up. You guys come out for the Road Runner team. Okay, oh wow. Oh, kindergarten. So I'm going to show a little bit of a video, and then we're going to talk a little bit today. We're also going to be, because it's superhero time. Okay, so we are going to do an exercise called Superman. All right, that Supermans that are out there are going to get a shirt. Okay, so they have these shirts right here. They are Roadrunner shirts, and we're going to do that a little bit later. So I want to see you guys do Superman. All right. So I'm going to start the video. All right. Now what I want to do is just kind of zoom out here, and I want you to raise your hand once you see your house. Okay. So I'm going to zoom out, just keep going up and up and up. You can see the red ribbons there. Okay, does anybody see their house yet? Ooh, you see your house out there in Fort Timpanogos? Okay, I'm going to look a little bit to the left. Okay. There's Centennial Middle School out towards Utah Lake. Okay, we see their house. There's toward BYU and Dry Mountain. Going towards Rock Canyon. Raise your hand when you see your house. All right, raise your hand. Okay. And then I'm going to turn a little bit to the left. So a lot more of you are going to see your house. Okay, turn to the left. You see your house? Okay, very good. You guys can see your house. Okay, you guys, this might be the places where you come to school. You guys play sports. You didn't see your house. Okay, some of you didn't see your house. Too far away. So you got to play basketball. I saw a lot of people raise their hand for basketball. Okay, you guys might like soccer. Okay, you guys like soccer. All right, these are great activities. Now I want to tell you guys a little bit about the youth in Iceland. A long time ago, back when I was a little kid, the youth in Iceland were not that healthy. Okay. Not like these runners right here you see going to the Olympics. It's Sydney McLaughlin set the world record in the 400-meter hurdles, okay? So these guys are really healthy. But the youth in Iceland, they were not so healthy. Okay, they had a big problem. They didn't have a lot to do. It was kind of, the culture was smoking and drinking. A lot of youth did that. They were not very healthy. So they decided, they had programs like this. where they said, hey, don't use drugs, be healthy, okay? But, they did a couple other things that really helped. And one of the things that they found that helped students stay away from drugs and alcohol and smoking was sports. Okay, so one of the things they did is they made sports free for all youth throughout the whole country. So they can all be part of, okay, so we're going to zoom out. I'm going to show you where Iceland is. We're going to zoom in there. Okay, to Iceland. Does anybody know where Iceland is? Raise your hand if you know where Iceland is. Okay, Iceland. So there's lots of volcanoes, there's hot springs there, it's really beautiful. But if you come into the streets of Reykjavik, that's the capital city, Reykjavik. You come in here, it kind of looks like our neighborhood, right? Just like our neighborhood. The houses and streets and cars, but their youth were not that healthy. And once they started doing sports, okay? It also said curfew. They said you can't be out after 10 p.m. Okay? And they also stopped advertising to kids. Kids are now some of the most healthy in all of Europe. Okay? So they're super healthy, super low rates of using drugs because they got involved in after-school activities and replaced drugs with this natural high. Okay, we call it a natural high from running. How many of you, after you've run, you feel tired? Okay, how many of you feel tired after running? How many of you, after you run, sometimes you feel a little bit good? Like, oh, I did something. I accomplished something. Like, you feel like you get stronger when you run. Okay, that's what the youth in Iceland found. Is they did not need to use drugs or alcohol or other things because they were feeling so good from exercise, from working out. Okay? So that was the youth in Iceland. And they got just super healthy, just as a whole group, and they are much better now with in Iceland. So as we talk about not using drugs, being clean in our living, this is one case where they went from like super bad to super good. Okay, that's what they did. Okay, so I'm going to, for this next part, okay, we're going to, for just a little bit here on the video. Okay, so that was Iceland. All right, I'm going to tell you just a little bit about my experience. When I was in 6th grade, how many of you are in 6th grade? Raise your hand. Okay, when I was in 6th grade, I had two good friends, okay? I was a little bit awkward myself, okay? And I went into 7th grade, okay, across the street to middle school is where you guys are going to go, but I went to a different middle school. And I didn't really know which friend I wanted to hang out with. And one of the friends, he was starting to hang out with the group that smoked already and introduced me to somebody who could give me drugs. And I was like, oh, I don't know, are these my friends? And I wasn't really sure. And my other friend saw that I was not at lunch. He saw that I wasn't there with his friends. And he went and he came and found me. He came and found me and said, John, you don't belong here. Come, be a part of my friends. And so that was so important. So this is me when I was in high school, okay? And I started taking up running. He got me into running, and I was pretty good. I started setting some records for running. And I got good enough that I was even recruited by colleges. And they said, come run with us. And I went out to those colleges. And again, there were some friends there that were helping me fit in. And they said, hey, you need to come to this party with us tonight. Okay, come to this party. And I said, is there going to be alcohol there? And they said, of course there's going to be alcohol there. And I said, I'd rather not go to that party. I don't want to be in that situation. Even though I'm not going to drink alcohol, I just don't want to be there. And they said, okay. So I chose BYU instead. Ran at BYU, and did really well there, and it was All-American in cross country, and then was inducted into the Hall of Fame in 2015. So I went from middle school, kind of that critical decision point, whether I was going to use drugs and alcohol, to my friend coming and finding me and saying, no, you don't belong here. Come be part of our group, okay? Be part of our great group. So we have some great athletes, and I'm going to talk about just a couple athletes that some of them are here today, okay? Some of them are here today. I'm going to talk about when you think about like exercise or running or things like that, sometimes that's super hard. You think about like, this is Susan here. She ran a 5:51 mile, okay? And she's in 5th grade. She goes to Wasatch Elementary. And some of you may recognize, I also coach my own children. This is my oldest son. He's in Ethiopia right now on mission. And this is Isaac. He's in, Isaac. Some of you might have that same name. He is in Dominican Republic. And this is my daughter, Jane. She is running one of the fastest runners in the whole nation. And you can see her doing a lap right close to us, right back here in this field. She's down in Arizona right now, training and practicing, and going to be running for a regional championship and then the national championships. Okay, so a little bit about my kids. I love coaching kids. I love helping them become better runners, better athletes, even if they play basketball or soccer or other things. Running is used in all of those sports, okay? All of those sports where running is just so important, but also running is something you can do on your own. You don't have to be there with a team. You can still run and work out with friends, and it's very easy to get started, okay? Very easy to get started on running. So this is Jane. She is my daughter. She won the state championship this year. It's a state record, so super fast, okay? She started as a road runner too. And when she first started, she was super discouraged because she wasn't able to run that fast. But slowly, she got faster and faster. And now is one of the best runners in all of the nation. All right, she's one of the best runners. All right, so this is the team. This is the middle school team here. This is mostly Centennial students. But here are, does anybody recognize any of these people? Raise your hand if you see somebody that you recognize here. Okay, I'm going to talk about two of these athletes that you see up here. They're making kind of crazy faces. Okay, you see anybody that you recognize? Okay, all right. So, all right. Let's talk about our first one. This is the Road Runner Club. So we have about 100 kids that come out for road runners. And we'd love to get them just into running, super flexible. We meet here by the playground, by the pavilion, and the very first thing we do to come to the first practice is you run a lap around the field. That's half a mile. Okay, sometimes you just start off, that's the most that you can do. All right, you just run around this field and you're done. That's all you can do the first day. And then the next day, maybe you can run 2 times around it. And then the next time, maybe you can run 3 times around the field. Okay, and then after we do the warm-up lap, then we do some stretches. Does anybody know why we do stretches? Okay, why do we do stretches? So you can get stronger, okay? Good. Why else do you do stretches? Yeah, don't get injured. So you warm up your muscles. Okay, very good. Put your hands down. Thank you. Yes, we do stretches to get ready. And then we go out for a run. And sometimes we go 1 mile. Sometimes we go 2 miles. Some of the oldest kids, they go 6 miles. Okay, 6 miles. That sounds really far, right? But then we have fun after practice. If we don't drink the water, we have to put it over their heads. Not looking sure, but okay, we also give awards and medallions. That's if you get up to Rock Canyon, you do the hill run, you get one of those medallions. We have these really cool uniforms. And have road runners on, it's because of this school and the road runners here. That's why we have the name. All right, we go all year round, even in the winter and in the summer. One of the most favorite things that we like to do is race. Okay, how many of you feel a bit nervous when you have to go race? Okay, anybody feel nervous? Okay, these kids, they learn to love it because you're testing yourself. trained so long. You're like, it's just a celebration of what you're able to accomplish and who you become as an athlete. Now, you're not just racing other people, you're also racing yourself and what you're able to do the last time. So some of these athletes, they're pushing themselves not just with other athletes and comparing themselves, but they're pushing themselves against what they were able to do before. And that's so important as you guys are thinking about clean living, is pushing yourself, getting this physical activity, and you will get this natural high every time you get a personal best. A personal best race. And I want to talk just a little bit about Charlie. Does anybody know Charlie? Raise your hand. Okay, a lot of the older kids know Charlie. He is dressed up as Wolverine for Halloween. He's pretty cool. Charlie's pretty cool. So Charlie started out a long time ago with road runners, and he was only able to run maybe a mile the first day. All right, and then gradually he's built up time after time again, coming to practice, running, working hard. Charlie, are you here? Stand up, Charlie, if you're here. Oh, you got checked out. Okay, Charlie got checked out. Okay, he's not here right now. But this is him doing a 1 mile run, and you can see he's kind of like that Wolverine powers. Okay, kind of like, how many of you are dressed up as Wolverine today? Anybody dressed up as Wolverine? Okay, we got a couple of Wolverine there. So this is Charlie running, but you can see in this race, not everybody is in the front. There's some people that are starting out just a little bit slower. I love that. I love it when people are starting out and just working hard and doing their best. Okay. So you can see some runners in the front, some runners in the back, and everybody's at different levels. And that's okay. That's really okay. All right. So these runners are doing great. They're pushing everybody is a champion. Everybody is a hero here. All right. Now we are going to do a little activity now before I talk about our next runner. Okay, we are going to do one of the exercises that we do during road runners. Okay, this is our core exercises. Now we've got quite a big group here, so I'm going to see if this is going to work or not with us spreading out just a little bit. Okay, so what I want to do is one of the things we do during core workouts is we do something called Superman, okay? And it goes right along with the theme of Superman today. All right, so get some music on here because we need some Superman music here to do this. I'll explain what we are. Let's see. There it is. Okay, guys, we got some Superman music going on right here. Okay, you guys ready? So this is what we're going to do. We're going to go down on our bellies like this. Okay, I need everybody to do this. Lay down just like this. You guys just spread out just a little bit. Spread out just a little bit. Spread back. Okay, we're going to go like this. We're going to go up like this. Okay, raise your hand. And your legs up. Superman, alright, Superman. And then we're going to do some pulses. You guys ready? We're going to say pulse. We're going to go down. And then back up. And then down. And back up. And down. And back up. And down. And back up. And hold it up. You're fine. And then you go speak. And three. And back. Now pull. Down. And back up. And down. And back up. And down. And back up. And down. And back up. Alright, that's Superman. So that was Superman right there. Our assistants here get out the shirts for whoever is doing a good job at Superman. Okay, go ahead, guys. Student council, you guys get out the shirts. Okay, there we go. We got some Superman. All right, good job. Let's give them a round of applause. All right. Okay. All right, so I'm going to talk about another athlete as well. And this athlete is, there's Charlie. He's All-American, one of the top runners in the nation. I'm going to talk also about Julia. Julia, stand up. Julia, you here? Ah, there's Julia. Okay, sit down, Julia. Thank you. How many of you know Julia? Okay, Julia is awesome. And one of the things we're earning these beads right now, Julia has a unique challenge, which I think is awesome. It's a challenge, but also an opportunity. She was born without being able to produce insulin in her body. And that helps you create energy. So it's type 1 diabetes. And I just want to just talk a little bit about something that your potential as a person. Okay, so if I come down here and, let me get back to that. Okay, so I'm going to say pause it right here. Okay, so Julia, born without the ability to produce insulin, which is super challenging because when you guys are running, when you guys are exercising, let's say you just didn't have the ability to make energy for yourself, okay? You had to take special medicine to help you do that, and regulate your blood sugar. Super challenging. And I'm super proud of Julia because she comes out every practice and works just as hard as everybody else. And I love that about Julia, okay? So one of the things we're doing to support Julia is every mile we run, we earn a bead. And we put those on necklaces. And I have this big jug of beads, and we're trying to earn 10,000 beads from the club. Okay, 10,000 miles that we're going to run to support Julia. And every mile we run, it helps donate money to this diabetes research fund to help fund the cure. Okay, for people like Julia. So it's really cool. Now, how far do you guys think you can run or walk in your whole lifetime? How many of you think you could, maybe over the whole lifetime, you go a marathon? How many of you think you could do a marathon? 26 times. That's a lot of fun. How many of you think you could walk across the United States? Okay, across the United States. A long way. Let's put your hands up. I'm going to tell you guys, I'm going to show you guys how far you are going to run or walk in your whole lifetime. Okay, on average, you do about 3 miles a day of just walking around. And what does that mean? How far can we go? So this year, I was like, I want to run across the U.S. this year. So that means about 11 miles a day. And I'm almost there. I'm about 100 miles short of that. So you can do that. But you guys can actually go much further than that. You guys will go much further. We go down to the smallest size of the red blood cell. You guys see that red blood cell? Super small. That gives us the oxygen to our muscles. And there's a person, there's an elephant, and I'm going to zoom out. There's a house, there's a football field, there's a blue whale. You can see a Statue of Liberty. You can see the Central Park. You can see Mount Everest. Okay, you can see the smallest black hole. You can see a marathon. There's the Grand Canyon. There's Switzerland. There's Florida. You guys can go farther than that. There's Pluto. There's Europa, there's the moon, there's the United States, there's the Pacific Ocean, okay? There is Neptune, there's Jupiter, and that's how far you can go in a lifetime. You can walk all the way across Jupiter. Okay, that's how far you guys are going to go in your lifetime, okay, which is incredible. What potential you have as a person to be able to move and go that far. Okay, so each one of you has incredible potential to do great things, okay? So, I just want to tell you guys, tomorrow we're going to get together for a downhill mile. Okay, and then we're going to watch the NCAA championships at BYU.
You guys, if you talk to your parents, you're welcome to come. Okay, it's just going to be down at the Smith Field House in the Richards Building tomorrow at 7:45 a.m. And mine's going to be very cold. Okay, it's going to be very cold. But this is our downhill mile. We do it every year. And we run all the way to the BYU campus. And it's all downhill. So it's kind of fun. You get to go fast. And you run with these runners. And it's a super fun event. And then you get to go watch. You get to go watch some of the other athletes. Now, BYU, in this area, it's surprising that all of the runners from BYU are within a 30-mile radius of campus. Okay, so they've just taken all the talent from this area. Some of you might be on high school or college teams in the future. All right, and this is us watching the NCAA championship. Does anybody know Connor Mance? Has anybody heard that name, Connor Mance? Okay, so Connor Mance is one of the best runners in the nation. And he's from right around this area. And he was going forward with win last time. We were cheering him on from the room. And I wanted to show you guys a little bit of, at the very end of the race, there was another runner that was trying to pass him. Okay, and putting in a big sprint right at the end. Now we'll show this runner, see how he's like pulling ahead of Connor. Connor's in second place. And it hurts so bad because they're running for 6 miles at this sprint pace almost. Going for 6 miles and they're coming down to the very end. But Connor, he did not give up. He did not give up. He started surging at the end. And this final last hill, the guy's checking behind him. And Connor makes one more big move and passes it. And wins the race. So BYU won both the women and the men. They took first place, all right? And the women's team took first as well. So running in this area, in this Utah County area, is amazing. Okay, there are so many good runners right around here. And you guys are some of those as well. Okay, everybody's going to be at a different level, but you guys have incredible potential. One of the things I ask a lot of high school students that have gone on and have, what's the favorite thing about running? Okay, what do you like the best? And one of the things they always mention is they say friends. Okay, they just love hanging out with friends and being with friends. All right. So anyway, it's great to have a physically active life, just like the students, the youth in Iceland. If you guys join a sport, okay, or an activity that's after school, and get friends and push yourself and be physically active, you are much more probable to live a clean life. Okay, just like the students in Iceland who went from some of the worst users of drugs and alcohol to now some of the cleanest living. Super important that you guys are active. It can be running, it can be basketball, it can be soccer, it can be swimming, it can be tennis, it can be so many other things. I want each of you to just commit to be active, have an active lifestyle. And even though it isn't easy, okay, this is my daughter Susan. Okay, this is her just being crazy after a meet. We travel up to these meets, but we also have just so much fun. Okay, so what I want to do for our last activity is we are just going to have I want you to just stand up where you are, and we are going to dance to the same music. Okay, we have about 30 minutes left. Okay, there you go, guys. Let's do some dancing. Thank you. stuff. You guys are just amazing. Just driving here, I saw you guys, playing out on the playground, you guys running around. Keep it up. You guys are great. Just really admire you guys, what you're doing. You guys have so much potential. Just like walking across Jupiter. We've seen so far. You guys can go. Thank you. Thank you so much.
I just want to reiterate what you said, or just kind of emphasize it from me as well. Please, there's so many awesome things that you can do. Take the time to do them. Take the time to play, to run, to dance, to swim, to bike, to be active, and keep that awesome part of yours pumping so that you can live a long time and be happy. Thank you so much, everybody. Teachers, I will let you excuse your students. We'll start in the back. And